welcome back to a new Transformers toy review. I'm Autocon, and this is Transformers Age of Primes, Prima Prime. Now, first of all, I don't really like the coloring, but then again, it's one of the first Primes. He's the first Prime, actually. He is the Prima Prime, the very first Prime, so kind of makes sense to him to be kind of pale, white, and then like, I don't know, just simple, considering that he's like the very first copy of all the Primes. Like, he's the first one, so it's like kind of plain, bland, and like basic, but it still also gives you like hope, good vibes, white, color, stuff like that. So they could have done better. I've seen pictures where they painted this pieces gold and all that stuff. It looks really nice though. But I mean, it is what it is. He still looks good though. Accessories, all you get is this, the sword. You can also take this off. And you get a matrix of leadership. You have that sword right there. And you can also store it in there, which is pretty cool. And then we're just gonna put this in there. Oh, it's the other way. Now, I believe this is the only one that we have blue. We have the hot rod one, and then we have it's the same matrix, I believe, on all the figures so far. They keep just repainting it, so it is what it is. The sword looks okay. I hope we get another of this sword, but in black. Just kind of like a purplish kind of color. Just to put the other matrix of leadership, like the bad one, like the Energon, Dark Energon one or something like that. I do like this sword. I hope we get more of this sword. I gotta put it the other way. There we go. His sword also has the little logo right here. I don't know if you can see it on my camera. Oops. There we go, kinda right there. You can see the logo right there. He has a little logo there, and the logo is supposed to, I think, represent the Prime that it is. It's a symbol or something like that. I haven't gotten the other Primes yet, but so far, that Prime has a symbol. I'm gonna try to look for every symbol Prime, but yeah. Now, let's take off the accessory for now. Now, Prime Articulation, really good. I really like it. Head sculpt is on a ball joint, so it can really look 360. It can kind of look down, kind of look up, really look up. Arms are really good, 360. They can go out that much. I like how this piece can automatically move as soon as you just move the arm up, which is pretty cool. But it can only just do that. The shoulder piece, it really doesn't get in the way. You can just kind of move it a little bit, so it still kind of works. But I don't know. I wish it could kind of like be like that. Kind of looks good there. But then that looks good too. So that kind of looks cool. I like it like that. But maybe it's too much. But the shoulders don't get in the way. So the arms can go out that much. You just got to be careful with it. They can go out that much. The arms, 360. And then they got the rotation on the wrist. Bend on the wrist. That goes out that much. You have a hand, open hand, which is pretty cool. But I'm hoping all the Primes have open hands, at least the Voyager class. The Deluxe class, I doubt it. I know Solus Prime is supposed to be one, and then the other one, I forgot what its name was. The one that looks like a butler. He's gonna have I don't think he's gonna have an open handing, but the same thing with the other arm. Waist rotation, yeah, there is one. Pretty good, considering for transformation. Legs go out that much. They can go back a little bit, just because of the little backpack here. But it doesn't really bother me. I don't know why. I think he still looks really good just posing straight like that. If I just pose him like that, I think that's still really solid. It's a really good looking figure, so I really like this guy. The arms, the legs can bend down that much, which is pretty good. And then they can obviously go out a little much out forward like that. So he can really do that solid. No weight problems, no nothing. He has ankle tilted. pretty good. They got off that much. He can go a little up and it can go back, but that's more transformation. For the back looks good. Look at that. I do like how they just go inside and it's not the whole leg hollow, so like it still looks cool. You can still see, but it doesn't really bother me. The backpack, there's no hollow. There's like, it's only that part, but you know, your figures, when you pose them or when you put them in the shelves, you're just gonna see them like that. So you don't see the back, and it doesn't take a lot of space. You have this piece, it can either go up or just go down, but that's for transformation and stuff. The shoulders look good, the paint looks good. It's like a nice white, like grayish kind of, like a milky white. I don't know my colors that well. I would have liked this piece to kind of flip a little bit to like, I don't even know if it flips actually. No, I don't think so. I would have liked this piece to kind of like fold over or fold a little bit to the top, just kind of have more clearance on the legs. But yeah, I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me that much. But yeah, that's Prima Prime. And then I'm a Transformer right now, and then I'll do some comparisons because I do have another Prime, Vector Prime, obviously because it's the Legacy one. But I don't think they're gonna do Legacy. They're gonna do a Power of the Prime Vector Prime. It's just gonna be a repaint or just a reissue. It's gonna be the same figure. Anyways, transformation. I like to move a little bit the shoulders, just like that, and then make sure the hands are closed, just like that. And then we're just gonna open the hands, the arms. You're just gonna hold the whole shoulder. Just grab the big piece of the shoulder, and then you're just gonna take it out, and then you're just gonna bring in the arm, the hand. I mean, just fold it in, and then you're just gonna rotate it, just like that. Rotate the whole thing right here, just like that. Now we can unpack the backpack. It's this whole section of the arms and stuff like that. And then you can just rotate this whole section. And then I just like to bring the head a little bit, just there. Now for that, we're just gonna extend the arms a little bit to the middle. Not extend it out, but we're gonna bring them in. Just kind of like that for a little bit of clearance. Just like that for now. Now we're gonna bring the wheels out. Bring the wheel out. Okay, and then we can bring this whole head like that, just kind of like that, and it will eventually kind of peg in there. You'll feel the tab in there, and then that's pretty much it for the legs, the chest piece. I mean, now for the waist, right here, just gotta be careful right here. I'm gonna bring this whole section a little bit out, and we're gonna bring this piece in, and then you gotta make sure this whole section kind of goes in, like. Hold on. You gotta kind of align everything really good. That way the arms just kind of like go inside. These pieces right here, these right here, will kind of go inside the arms right here, little space. That way it can really peg all well together. So it's kind of a little trouble that I have with it. So let me just bring... I'm gonna bring these pieces in there, just like that, how that one just went in, just kind of like that. But at the same time, you gotta make sure these pieces are aligned to peg there, so just like that. And then you can start trying to tab it in there with these, with the top part of the whole section right here, just like that. There we go. Now everything's really good in there, smooth in there, smooched in there. So just make sure these tabs are kind of in there. If this piece is a little out, then you're doing it wrong. So just make sure that thing is pegged in there well there inside this whole chest piece. Now for the legs are pretty simple. All we're gonna do is take out this piece. It's on a double hinge, so make sure you take it out, and then I like to fold it out just like that. And then we're gonna do the same thing over here, just like that. Bring the arms, and then they'll just kind of peg in there because of this piece right here. Now I like to tab them together, and then we're just gonna bring them like that to fold them out, and then we can just start bringing this whole section in there. Well, actually, There we go. Just kind of tap it in there. Just kind of gotta bring in there, everything in there. Transformation is nice, but I'm not really good with this guy. I don't know why, I just suck with this guy. Just bring that. Yeah, I think it was the wheels that were on the way. That's why there was not enough clearance. So I'm gonna make sure this goes up there. And they just gotta tab in there. The legs tab in here, and then the shoulders tab in there. Arms, I mean. And then here we go on this one side. Same thing here. Make sure the arm tabs in there. And then the freaking leg tarps in there. Ooh. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I sometimes get this transformation right, and sometimes I don't. I have problems reading the instructions sometimes. They make some sense, and sometimes they don't. I don't know if it's the paper. Sometimes they just don't make any sense. They're just like folding the pieces, and then it's like, what? And then they have a little zoom in on the paper, and it's all black and like white or gray in this case. We could just start folding the wheels back. Just like that. That way we get them out of the way. Okay. I think I got it. Yeah. It's transformation. It's annoying, this part, getting this part, whole section. Because it doesn't really tab anywhere. The chest piece doesn't really tab anywhere. It's just like hollow in there. But it's just the annoying parts for getting this to go in and then making sure this doesn't come out. Unless I'm doing it wrong, to be honest. But I don't think so. Everything's tapped in there. It's a little goofy card, but it's Cybertronian, so it's really not much to it. But yeah. And then you can also put the sword in here, right here, like that. Just kind of like that. Well, actually, you can just... Oh no, that one doesn't work. You can really just tap in there. The instructions said you could. How was it? There we go. You can kind of tap it in there, and it just looks weird. The wheels kind of roll good. Not really for mine. Just the back ones. It looks a little goofy though. But it's okay. You know. This piece can just plug in there. There's a little like peg right there. Can't really see it. Oh, there you go. Just right there. And this sword will just peg in there. Just like that. Or not. Supposed to go in there, but I don't know why it's not going in there. There we go. So it's kind of loose, but I guess it was supposed to go in there. I don't know if I did it wrong, the transformation's wrong or something, but it doesn't want to go in there. And then you're left with this piece. The instructions say you can just peg it here if I remember correctly. But that just looks dumb. So there's that. The weapon storage is kind of dumb on this figure, but yeah. I'm not going to leave it on his car mode ever. I don't really like it. It looks good. You know, it's a Cybertronian vehicle. He's one of the first robots, Transformers, so you really don't expect much from it. He has a lot of ports for it, so you can put like guns and ammo and like a bunch of rocket launchers. So that's cool. But, you know, I'm never having it like that. Oh, he can roll now. They're on the way. But yeah, he's still a solid figure. I like it. It's just weird how the whole section right here is, and then you just kind of turn it up and you have the whole head. I'm gonna start transforming it back. But it's still a good figure, you know. The card mode isn't the best, but keep in mind that he's one of the first, technically, one of the very first Transformers to exist by Primus or something like that. So, keep that in mind why his transformation's kind of plain and basic. But, like I said, not a big fan of it. And then transforming it back is really easy. Just a lot of folding. Oh, I forgot to take out the feet. Bring this in. Bring this section up. And then just bring these shoulders out. Bring this back. And then you just kind of align it. Fold these. Bring this a little bit up. Show the figure. And then the shoulders just tap in there with the pieces. And then you just bring that down. Just kind of align it, make sure everything's aligned well. And there we go. That is Prima Prime itself. He is a good figure. I recommend him. Card mode is like whatever. It's not really that big of a deal. It kind of sucks for me, in my opinion. But, I mean, it's still good. You know. Size comparison. I do have another wielder of a sword. So, I mean, yeah. Dun, dun, dun. We have Vector Prime right here. Another Prime. So, technically, I have 2 Power of the Primes. Well, it's probably going to be just a repaint, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised, but I have 2 Power of the Primes here. Well, he's not Power of the Prime, but he's still Prime, so. I have Vector Prime and Prima Prime, and they both have a sword. It looks good. They really have that same kind of level of it, so they can just kind of look at each other and die. My Vector Prime is kind of like a little shrewd like that. But yeah, this is solid right there. What else? Oh, I have Red Alert. So he's a lot smaller than Red Alert. They're still Voyagers. All 3 are Voyagers. Keep that in mind. And then here's the one and only Optimus Prime. This is Optimus Prime and he looks good. You know, so you can literally have him. Obviously, Prima Prime does not give the Matrix of Leadership to Optimus Prime, but technically, you can still have him, give him the Matrix, you know, passing it on to him, even though clearly it wasn't him, so. But it still works, you know, it's something you could do, so I think that's pretty cool. I hope that all Voyager Primes come with a little Matrix. You know, I know they're supposed to come in with like a little symbol. Each one has their own power. Like, I think he has the saber. The star saber, star thingy, whatever. The way it looks on Prime. It's not too bad. It stands as a really good sword though. So that's a really good looking sword for that Prime. And then obviously the way that this one stands with it. This is that one's a little bigger, but the handle is a lot smaller, so I mean, I like this one better. There's gonna be a DNA upgrade kit. I will be getting that because this figure is good. You know, it's all destroyed right now, like unbalanced. It looks weird. But I really like this Vector Prime. So I will be getting the DNA, and I will review my very first DNA. I have a couple of them, but that'll be the first one I review. So Prima Prime, solid win, good figure. Sturdy. Great figure. I really enjoy it. I do recommend it. I got mine at GameStop as well. I also got that Dark of the Moon Shockwave. But yeah, got them for retail price. Be careful. Do not pay overpriced because these just came out. You'll probably be seeing them at Walmart, Target sooner or later, but just don't overprice them. I already checked OfferUp and eBay, and they were going for like, this one was going for like $150 on OfferUp, like, which is crazy. Shipping was like $10. I was like, dude, what? So just be careful. Don't pay overpriced, please, guys. They just came out, so yeah. Thank you. Please like and subscribe, and thank you.